The problem with it is that it's made with cement, and cement production is incredibly energy intensive. It's highly pollutant and accounts for about 8% of the world's GHG emissions. The bulk of the issue really comes from the burning of limestone that's required in order to produce clinker, which is a key part of cement. Concrete is typically made by taking cement, water, aggregate, mixing them together, and then curing them using heat and steam. So where CarbiCrete is different is that we replace cement in the concrete mix with steel slag, which is a byproduct of the steel making process. It's ground to a particular consistency that essentially mimics cement powder. And we use the same equipment for mixing and for forming concrete, but then the difference in the process comes in during the curing stage. Whereas typical concrete is cured using heat and steam, the CarbiCrete process requires curing with carbon dioxide. So we put the concrete in a absorption chamber, we inject it with carbon dioxide, and 24 hours later you have fully formed, full-strength concrete. What ultimately the process yields is a product that is chemically identical to cement-based concrete. So we just take a different path to arrive there, but it's not an alternative material, it's just an alternative process. We've got basically two benefits that are associated with the CarbiCrete process. The first is the avoidance of the emissions that come with cement production, so the abatement of CO2. But then there's also the permanent removal of carbon dioxide that happens during the curing process. So a typical concrete masonry unit would be responsible for about 2 kilograms of CO2 emissions. A CarbiCrete concrete masonry unit avoids those 2 kilograms of emissions, but then additionally sequesters a kilogram of carbon dioxide in every single concrete block, which happens during the curing process. The global population continues to increase. The needs for homes, for cities only continue to increase. Concrete continues to be consumed at an incredible rate. The demand for it is only increasing. The impact of being able to use sustainable materials and materials that actually remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere when we are creating this infrastructure is going to be tremendously important in the future.